Going to walk you through some APA examples. And part of the reason that I do this is not to say, hey, look at my writing, it's wonderful. It's not. What I'm doing is just trying to kind of give a quick little 5-minute primer on APA. One of the things that I notice with newer grad students is there's a feeling that you need to say Brookfield said this, and then Taylor said this, and then McIntosh said this, and then Tatum said this. Um, and it gets into what I call kind of like a book report kind of style of a literature review for your paper. And I'm going to encourage you to just feel free to just say it. Now, you'll see at the beginning of my page that I copied from my dissertation, it's like one paragraph or whatever, you'll see that I do a Brookfield argues. And that's okay to toss that in to add variety and flavor and spice, but try to vary it. So you'll look at this paragraph on the myth of the meritocracy, and you'll see that the American dream, the belief that you can achieve and acquire anything if you work hard enough, is what undergirds the myth of the meritocracy. And then I put the name of the scholars. Many Americans are confident that they deserve what they have, power, authority, status, and/or wealth, because they have received it due to their own talent and effort. Liu, 2011. So I do this here. I put this page in here. You're welcome to stop. I wanted you to see. Here's McNamee and Miller, and in the parenthetical, you put the ampersand for the and. If you were up above where we had the one Brookfield argues, do you see that? If that was McNamee and Miller, you would write the word and because it's not in the parentheses. But in the parentheses or in your references at the end, you're going to use the ampersand for and. Notice the way that I do the comma and then the year. You don't need first names. That's to eliminate gender bias, is one of the reasons that we do that. And also by not saying too many Brookfield argues, it puts you in a place where you don't have to say he or she, which is another one of the ways APA tries to eliminate gender bias. So that's there just for you to kind of look at and see. And once again, it was from my dissertation. It's not the best written thing on the planet. And then I just grabbed one page that I felt had a bunch of different types of things for you to see. And so here's one page. And then off to the left, you can see the first one's a journal article. So you can kind of pay attention to what's italicized, what's not. Here is where you put the first initials. Because there are probably more than one Bloomfield or Blumenfeld. And you'll see what's capitalized and what's not capitalized. You'll see how I use the ampersand. One of the things that drives me nuts in APA with the formatting is you'll look here in the reference list, like the second one, the book Bowman, comma, L period, G period, comma, and, whereas in the parenthetical references, you don't put that comma there. So it's one of the things just to mess with your life that APA does. There's a dissertation I have, which you probably won't find as one of your references. I would doubt that would come up. But then if you're only citing a chapter, not the whole book, here's how you do it. Here's how, this is one of my own conference papers. And I doubt you'll have that in this particular paper, but then you have a couple of journal articles and another chapter in an edited book. And so I do that just so that you can see, here's kind of how each of these would be cited. Try to stay away from websites for this kind of a paper. You can use them to add some flavor, but don't use those as one of your 10 primary citations. But do cite them. And where I was going to say, if anything else, you can look in the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or OWL, and I love it. I will be honest, and I probably shouldn't say this as a professor, but I prefer it over the APA manual because it just makes a lot more sense, and they show you relevant examples. So here's my quick little APA tutorial. I hope that helps as you form your annotated bibliography, and I hope you have a wonderful week.